We are Metasource Games. I'm Robert Trusardi.
And I'm Joshua Aridhall Cantrell. We believe in scarcity-based gaming and the power of player ownership.
We are a small team focused on becoming #1 in blockchain and metaverse gaming.
So get ready and take a ride with us through the Metasource.
Hello, everybody. People of Castelia, welcome to Through the Metasource, episode number 17. I have with me my full business partner, Josh, and we're going to hold the raffle for the free-to-play season 1. There's going to be a lot of prizes. We've actually increased the amount of prizes going out since the official announcement, so there will be more prizes than were actually listed. We think you guys will be pretty happy, and there's going to be 2 different brackets. Josh has figured out all the details, and he'll be letting you guys know. We'll also do a little AMA, answer some of your questions, and looks like the monster tome crafting, that long-awaited monster tome crafting, might go live during the stream.
Yeah, hopefully we're finishing up the last couple of touches on that. We wanted it to be out this morning, but we always do last second bug checks, and we found some. So the team's working on those. It'll definitely be out today. It's very, very close. It's working already, but there's just a couple little glitches and things, and we don't want to push it live when there's little minor things we can fix for you guys. So it is coming very soon. I saw lots of comments about the beanie. I was hoping we would get some. So some credit is due to our content creator partner, Mikoverse, actually. I did a stream with him last week, and I was wearing a different beanie, and or you know what, I think it was week before last. I was wearing a different beanie, and he was like, "Oh man, winter is coming. We need beanies. You should make a Castles beanie." And so I was like, you know what, maybe we should. And so I created this Castles beanie, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. So I just ordered one for just myself, just to see how the quality turned out. It's not the warmest beanie ever, but it's really comfortable, and it looks awesome. I'll zoom my head a little closer. That doesn't work very well, but it's got the logo, and then you can see it has the castle, the background of the castle through the card. And it looks really cool, and it's very comfortable. So we'll get that on the merchandise shop before too long. And then if anybody's looking for a good winter beanie, these will be available for everybody.
Yeah, I noticed it when we were chatting before the stream launched, and I was going to say something, but I was like, we just got to start the stream. But yeah, it's it fits you. It looks pretty good.
It's comfortable. It's really comfortable. I was kind of skeptical. I put it together, and it from you're ordering online, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be very good quality. But the visuals look really great. They came out really, really nice, and it's actually really comfortable. So it's not the warmest thing. So if it gets really, really cold where you live, don't necessarily expect it to be the warmest thing in the world, but it keeps your hair tidy, and it's comfortable. So it's pretty nice.
Nice. All right, let's see who we have on the stream. Oh my gosh, we got so many people on the stream today. We got Rennis Haxia says he's Gary Host. Good to see you, Gary. Chevalian, Cameron Lambert, Mr. Vector, Brian C. Bell, Lewis Babbage, Chad Hearn, NRFB Toy Store. Let's see, Brian C. Bell, I think I already said that. Casey Davis, RC, Marion Reduci. Oh, I think I got like different variations of that, what that name could be, but good to see you, Marion. Rocky Danica and Julian M., one of our moderators. Good to see you. And Cosmic Minx, Ren, Crypto AI, good to see you. Again, Jeff Roberts, Yay, Rick DJ, Funny Animals, Debbie Metal, our community manager, Watch Them Play, and VM Hive, one of our moderators as well. And yeah, just a lot of people. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us. It's Talk, SpongeBob, Master Yule, Brian Cruz, and Eddie Longshanks, our unofficial tavern wench, apparently went downgraded from unofficial court jester to tavern wench, or it's an upgrade. I'm not sure. You guys let us decide. But yeah, everyone knows Eddie Longshanks had a kind of a joke of a tavern wench in our Discord, and I'm like, well, we're like equal opportunity around here, so we'll take that inspiration of a tavern wench, and now it's the Epic 5 version of Bancroft is now basically a disguised tavern wench. She's got like these mugs of ale, and he's he's not very pretty though.
I think it's hilarious. It's one of my favorite sets. It's so clever. The art team did a really good job on that one. It's totally awesome.
Yeah, Warrior Line Gaming, good to see you. Thank you for covering us on your YouTube. Really appreciate it. We've been the #1 game, Wax Game, and Warrior Lining's YouTube channel for the last 3 months or so, I think. So it's really cool. Thank you so much for your support, Warrior Line. And yeah, Bot Defender. I think that's he helps us with our
marketing screening and stuff like
creator validations. Thank you for your help, Bot Defender. And yeah, so why don't we just kind of jump into the raffle and give people an overview of the prizes, what the process is going to be, and let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's talk a little bit. I did post some info. If you did have a chance to see it in Discord, I'll talk about it a little bit here. Okay, so we do have 30 prizes for the top 30 of each of the factions. Okay, so we don't have a global prize this time, for top overall or, top 10 overall. We don't have that one this time, but that may be something we do next time. But this time we do have some pretty big prizes for the top 30. So I really don't think there's any way that anybody's going to feel slighted. We've got some huge prizes. So let's talk about that. So for the top 30 players, the #1 overall for each faction will receive a Royal Baron. There will be a Baron for each of the #1s. So if you're #1 in Gaia, Nightshade, or Builders, you've got a Baron coming your way. The second place through 5th place, so the next 4 people on the list for each Nightshade, Gaia, and Builders will be receiving a King's Vault pack. And then from 6 through, I think it's 15, so the next 10, the next 10 players on each of the factions will get a guaranteed Bankers pack. And then the following 15 players to round out the 30 will each receive a Minstrel pack. And so this is absolute guaranteed prize. It's based on the leaderboards, how they were fixed when Season 1 ended. We will have a list for everybody, so that'll be publicly shared after the stream, so you'll be able to very easily see where you ranked and things like that. It's already set up. Prizes will go out later today, of course, barring any setbacks, but I do believe they will all go out later today. And of course, if you are very high on your Squire power or your character power, as we're calling it now, you are still going to be included in the raffles. Okay, so these top 30 for each faction, that's a guaranteed prize. In addition to the fact that you are going to be in the raffles. So that's the first thing. Now let's talk about those raffles. Okay, so I did post this in Discord, but just to reiterate for everybody, anyone at 1,000 points and above will be in the top tier raffle. There's 150 prizes in that top tier raffle, and it is a weighted pool, so you will have more entries essentially based on how high your power was compared to other people. And you can win multiple in that top bracket. And it's going to be the same for the middle bracket. But the prizes for that top bracket are going to be very similar to what you might expect from like one of our crafter giveaways, with a really big difference. There aren't going to be any lands lower than towns. Okay, so there's no farms in this list. There's not even villages or ranches. It's all better than that. So the full prize list, we'll share it later, but I'll just read out a couple of them. There is a Baron, a Castle, 3 Exalted Dungeon Hero packs, 9 Standard packs, some land packs, 9 cities, 27 towns, an Epic Monster Tome, 10 Rare Monster Tomes, 5 Rare Monster Packs, 15 Uncommon Monster Packs, and 30 Common Monster Packs. So that's a huge amount of prizes, everybody. It totals up to 150. Like I said, I'll have the list out so you can even check that for yourself. It will work similarly to our other prizes where they will be packed into a pre-mint pack. So there will be 150 winners of that pre-mint pack, and what you get from that pack will be random, right? But all the prizes are quite good in that top tier pack. There's no farms. It's pretty good. The lowest value would be a common monster pack, but that's still 3 monsters. And even the common packs can have, they have both uncommon and common monsters in them potentially. So there's some pretty good stuff in there. So that's awesome. The second tier prize pool.
First, let's say that the first tier, I don't remember if you said, but the first tier there will be multiple prize winners in the first tier. So with all the top prizes there for the first tier, it is possible for the same person to win multiple prizes.
Yes, correct. Yeah, and they are weighted. They're weighted based on how many entries you have and things like that for how much what your squire power or character power is. So the second bracket is the same. It's the same as that idea where it's weighted and you can win multiple, but it doesn't include anyone who had 1,000 power or more. And so this second bracket is from everyone who started with 100 power is the floor that we settled on. So 100 power and above, all the way up to 999. So it doesn't include 1,000. 1,000 goes up. There wasn't anybody who was exactly 1,000 anyways. There are some people who were exactly 100 and you are included. Okay, so if you're exactly 100, you are included, just to make sure that that's clear. So that middle bracket, again, it's a less valuable tier, but still great prizes. And you can still win multiple. It includes towns, villages, ranches, farms, and our new dungeon promo packs. And those promo packs have 1 guaranteed common equipment and 1 more NFT, which is either another common equipment or a common hero. It's only a 20% chance to be a hero, 80% chance to be another equipment, but it is a nice way to pick up some extra equipment. So that's what's going to be in the second tier raffle. And like I said, I'll have the full details. I don't want to necessarily take up too much time with that. We'll post it so you can see everything when we're done. The last raffle is the one that's a little different. So everyone with 100 power and up, as long as you got 100 power, you're included, and all the way up to the top. As long as you were playing, you've got 1 entry in the last raffle. So that includes everybody from the raffle number 1 and the raffle number 2. And it is not weighted. So as long as you were playing, you have an entry for this last raffle, and it's not weighted, so you can only win 1 prize. So there will be, but there will be 300 winners. And so 300 winners, everyone's got an equal shot for this last raffle. And that raffle is power-ups for season 2. And so we've settled on giving out the eggnog power-up, which is the plus 10 power. And so we're going to give out a total of 300 of those. That's 100 for each faction. So 100 Gaia, 100 Nightshade, and 100 Builders. We can't take the time to figure out all 300 wallets factions and then parse them all down like that. And it probably wouldn't be even anyways. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give them out sequentially. The first 100 will get Gaia. The next 100 will get Nightshade. And the last 100 will get Builders. And of course, you guys can then, if it's your faction, great. If it's not, you can find somebody to swap with or do whatever you want with it. Of course, it's your prize. So those won't be in a pack. They'll just be directly dropped to you. And that is the prizes in a nutshell and the rules for the 3 raffles. Any questions, anything else that you want to bring up, Robert, before we start diving into the actual raffles themselves?
Yeah, so for the third bracket, that is also only players over 100 power.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, you do have to have met the 100 power minimum in order to be included in any of the raffles, even that last one. We wanted to make sure that any like bot accounts that were just claiming and not powering up at all were not included. And 100 power was pretty easy for anybody who was playing even a decently marginal amount. So we felt like 100, after we looked at the data, was a pretty good cutoff point.
Yeah, yeah. We found a lot of the bots were just like not even upgrading their accounts anyways. They were just basically keeping like the standard 50 claimings. And so that actually helped us a lot kind of figuring out how to do this. And so we have 3 different brackets. First bracket is, before we do that, I should say, we're giving away some of the guaranteed prizes to the people at the top of the rankings. And then for the actual raffle, there are 3 brackets. The top bracket is basically up until is everybody, right? Everybody's included in that, and people can possibly win multiple prizes. So if someone with a lot of points wins more than one prize, well, that's just that's what they get for upgrading their character so much. So the second prize bracket basically is for people who might not have been able to get quite so much power ups. It's limited at 999 and below to 100, right? And so that middle bracket is like the middle bracket prize, basically.
And the logic behind this, just in case you want some of the thought process, if we included everyone at the very top all the way down to 100 in just one big prize bracket, the people who were just barely over 100, they would have almost no chance of any prizes at all, compared to some of the people at the top who've got, our highest player, I think, had over 33,000 power. The difference between 33,000 and 100 is staggering. So, by separating them into 2, yes, the second bracket is the prizes are less valuable, but you have a better chance of actually winning something, right? And in the first bracket, the prizes are more valuable, but the competition is also steep. So that's just kind of the easiest way we were able to make it as fair as we possibly could.
And for the third bracket, we just wanted to have fun and give away more things. It's like, well, the consumables, the food in the game is basically a game consumable, and so we can actually give away, a couple of hundred of those with very minor impact, and so that'd be fun. So that's basically run down of the prizes. Remember to thank Josh for his thoughtful deliberation on the prize list and the rankings. And now, while we talk about how we're actually going to be doing the giveaway and running, who's going to win those prizes.
Yeah, so figuring that part out was trickier. That was the harder thing for sure, because obviously there's a lot of discrepancies and there's a lot of different ways to handle the data. But I did come up with a pretty simple system. So what we've done is for the tier 1 bracket, we're dividing everybody's power by 1,000 and rounding it. So, it's pretty straightforward. You're rounded to the nearest whole number. So if you're above 50%, you go up. And if you're below 50% to the next number, you go down. So that final number is the amount of tickets, essentially, that you have. And so rather than trying to copy the first person 33,790 times into a raffle and end up with a raffle with 200,000 ticket entries, we've made that shorter. And what we're going to do is now there's a total, right? So we add up all those total tickets, and we roll a grubfish game with the amount of tickets in total, right? So we've got each number sequentially from, in this case, the tier 1 raffle. There's a total of 598 tickets after we've divided by 1,000, right? So 598 tickets, And so we have the numbers 1 through 598 sequentially inclusive. And we'll play a grubfish game with each of those numbers as a grubfish. And then we will take the 150 top numbers of grubfish at the end. And those numbers will essentially correspond to your spot, right? So the person with tickets 1 through 34, which would be the number 1 overall wallet. If any numbers 1 through 34 are in that winning list, which certainly there will be some mathematically, just it will happen, then they'll get that many prizes, right? And then so forth. So essentially everyone is assigned either 1 ticket or more tickets, depending on your power. And if your ticket number wins the grubfish, then you will get a prize. Now, what that does mean is we won't have live results. We'll have live results of the ticket numbers, but we won't necessarily have live result of exactly which wallet that corresponds to. So it'll take me a little time to make sure that I parse the data and get it straight. So this raffle, I know you guys have been spoiled to sometimes when we do these raffles, I'm quick and you get your prizes before the stream's even done. This one, probably that won't be the case. It will take me a few hours to make sure all the data gets parsed and cleaned up. And then there will be a final post, right? Once all the data is settled and the numbers are corresponded to the wallets, there will be a post that shows you exactly all the winners and everything. But it'll probably take a couple hours, all right? Because it's not just this raffle, but it's also the other. The second tier raffle is going to work exactly the same way, except instead of divided by 1,000, since obviously that's too much, it's just divided by 100. So that's pretty straightforward. And the tier 3 raffle, since it's not weighted, it's just everyone's wallet, you will have live results for that one, because it will literally just be all the wallets included with 1 entry each for their grubfish, and we'll just see the top 300, and that'll be that. So you will have those. The other 2, you'll know the numbers, and you can probably suppose if you went in and started doing a lot of math, you could figure out what your numbers should be, because you are in order. But it will be posted here in a couple hours after the stream, so you'll be able to see the results. It just might take a little bit longer.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So it's talk is saying that it's called Crittercraft, not Grubfish. That is right.
I
Yeah,
know.
it is the Crittercraft.
The game.
Crittercraft
Crittercraft is the
IO.
website. Grubfish Royale is the actual game that we're playing, right? So it is one of the games. It's not even the only game. They have a couple other things, but Grubfish Royale is
I've
the
seen
game,
people mention
clear.
Plax twice. You know what that is? What is that?
Plax is he's one of our top players, and he's also a member of the taco team. So Plax, just for reference, the leaderboards, I think you can still see them, but they'll be posted publicly anyways. Plax ended up in second place in Nightshade. So he's got second place. Okay. Yes. He's got second place, which does mean that he has a King's Vault coming to him as a guaranteed prize. And then, of course, he's got a lot of tickets for the Tier 1 raffle, too. So hopefully more prizes even with that. But yeah, that's who that is. Yeah, second place overall in Nightshade. 13,517 power. Pretty awesome.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty. Any other thoughts? I'm ready to do it as soon as everybody's ready.
All right, sweet. Do you want to run the game?
Yes.
I will go ahead and give you.
Okay, let's see.
The access.
Screen share. Okay. As soon as you're ready, you can share that. Okay, so here's our Grubfish Royale. Here's our raffle thing. You'll have all this. I'll share this later. It's a little messy right now. You can kind of see there's a lot of data in here. It's pretty extensive, so we'll clean it up. Okay, so we're going to do the first raffle first. Here's our sequential numbers all the way down 598. You can see we scroll up here, you can see that the amount of tickets, they've already been assigned to everybody. So that's how that works. And then we'll paste them into Grubfish, and we will have a Royale. Good luck, everybody. Everybody understands? I hope. Okay. Well, you'll understand later when I know the data can be a little messy, but we'll
I
understand
was
later.
reading messages to see when Dungeon Tomes are going live. When you were really discussing this part.
They're getting really close. I assume they'll be live before we're done with the stream even.
Yeah. We've given permission to go live, so we're just kind of waiting for Dungeon Tomes now. If you refresh and Dungeon Tomes happen to be there, and that's just what
That's
happened.
Right. And in case anybody missed it, Dungeon Tomes are going to have a global reset timer, not a 24-hour timer like our regular crafters. So if you don't get in right away, then don't worry about it, because it resets at 12 noon UTC every single day for everyone. So it's not midnight UTC; it's 12 noon UTC. I think that's 5 a.m. PST. I know we do a lot of stuff in PST, so that's 5 a.m. PST, just for everyone's information.
Rennis
All right.
says, "I don't understand, but I do not care." He just wants prizes.
I just want prizes. Go, go, go. We feel like the prizes are pretty awesome for everybody. Hopefully everyone agrees. I think after everyone sees how great these prizes are, we're going to see an uptick in players in season 2. They're going to be like, hey man, I missed out season 1. Look at these prizes. I should have played. And that's what we want, right? We want to give you guys some good prizes for having fun. All right, we're down to the last 10 Grubfish. They're getting slaughtered.
4, 3, whoop, 81.
53.
Get the dust.
Go. Oh, splat. Good job. All right, so okay, so I'll be copying those and pasting them so you guys can see that I am pasting them here. And then it's only the top 150. So starting at 151, I will scroll down, get rid of the rest. Okay. So there you have it. There's your ticket number winners and all of that. And I'll correspond those to wallets a little later, like I said, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's go ahead. If you're ready, we'll just jump right back into play again.
Do it.
Okay, we'll jump
This
right
is bracket
into
2.
Yes, we'll jump right into bracket 2. But between bracket 2 and 3, we'll do the live giveaway. So if you're still here for that, that is coming soon. Okay, so now we've got our numbers. This is a much bigger one. Okay, boom, all the way almost 2,500, just shy of 2,500. So this is probably going to be a laggy game. This is by no means the biggest one we've ever done. When we did our lumberjack raffle, we did Crittercraft Grubfish Royale with just over 10,000 entries, and it was so laggy. If you guys were around then, you'll remember how laggy that was. I'm sure this will be laggy also, but hopefully not as bad as that. Alrighty, so there's our big numbers. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully your ticket is a winner. Oh, the lag.
Whew.
Yep, it's laggy.
A lot of
Alright.
grubfish we're killing.
Yeah, they're going to die by the hundreds. Oh, slaughtered. Oh, yeah, we got about
SpongeBob
400
Dungeon,
almost.
the tomes will be under dungeons, and it'll say monster tomes.
Yes. Yeah, it will be. Good question. All right, 1,500, and it's starting to not be too laggy. As we, oh man, down to 1,272. That's about halfway. Oh, that was a brutal blade. Yeah,
Need
that
some
one was
sound
brutal.
effects there.
Splat. All right, under 1,000. We're starting to get there now. Now it's not too laggy for me now. It looks pretty good.
Justin Pugh says in the raffle, we were meant to click on something. I'm number one, and it looks like you got one raffle point. Well, when he just copied and pasted it, the copy paste was just to save those numbers for later. They didn't automatically correspond to anything. But he'll figure out who those winners are.
Yeah, so like if you're number one overall, right, you've got tickets one. It just, for example, the person who's number one overall, you have tickets 1 through 34. You know, if any number from 1 through 34 for each of those, you'll be getting a prize, just as an example. All right, down to the last few, 5 left. These are the good Dodgers, as opposed to the bad Dodgers that got whooped by the Padres.
Then there were 2.
And there's one.
920.
Oh, splat right at the end. All right, congrats, everybody. We'll do the same thing with this list. We'll copy them, and we will paste them. Oh, my goodness. Why is that formatted so weird? I don't know. Stranger than strange. Okay, now we'll go down. Same thing, starting at 151 all the way. Oh, my goodness, my mouse. I need a new mouse, everybody. My mouse is... I don't know what. It's a wired mouse, so it's not like the battery's getting bad. I think it's just the drivers are just so they stopped updating.
When's the last time you cleaned the underside? It just like
it's not that. It's not the dragging. Its responsiveness is fine. It's the click. I think the button is. Sometimes I'm clicking and dragging, and it just like releases, even though I haven't released the click. So it's getting old. Big time. So I need a new mouse. I'll just order one on Amazon or something.
So anyways, tones are live.
Yeah, go check it out. 150. Okay, we've got our 150, and then we've got Raffle 3. So before we start Raffle 3, we will do our live giveaway, and that is going to be hosted on Discord. So hopefully everybody in here knows how to use Discord and is already in our Discord. You're going to have 3 minutes from the start of the mint. All right, so the prize is we're going to give away one prize right now. We're not going to announce it. We're just going to post it in Discord. So you guys have the advantage. Mint 1 rare monster pack. All right, so the mint number 1 rare monster pack is safely nestled in the game wallet right now, and we're going to give it to you guys. So starting right now, guys, go. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, one winner. It's in Discord. Find it. And you will have a chance at that prize. Congrats, guys. Good luck. Good luck. I will start prepping the 3rd raffle for everyone, the unweighted raffle. All right, let's make sure I got everybody. Okay, great. And we're going to have about a little over 1,000 entries on this one.
NRP Toy Store says he pulled the Void Keeper number 1 monster from crafting, which he basically is like Void Keeper number 1. So.
Why am I not surprised? Right? Why am I not surprised? He's got the Baron number 1 too, I think.
Oh, does he? Wow. It's funny because he was one of our earlier supporters of our crowdfund, and that's who we call the Void Keepers, are like the first 20, 25 supporters that we had.
Yeah. So currently there are 42 players entered to win the Mint 1 Rare Monster Pack. Now, of course, just because it's the Mint 1 Rare Monster Pack doesn't necessarily mean that it contains a whole bunch of mythics or anything like that. It is up to you whether or not you want to open it or save it. It will be yours to do what you will with, of course. Totally up to you. But we just wanted to make sure that it got given away to somebody instead of us just holding on to it or us just opening it. It just felt like a fun prize. Oh, so something to mention. The resource bar on the Monster Tome page actually shows you the amount of packs that you have in your inventory. And clicking on the icon itself actually opens up a modal that allows you to open the packs on the site. This is a cool little convenience feature that we rolled out. The team just added it and, was like, hey, you guys want to do this? And we said, sure. Now, just to give you a little background on that, it doesn't do the pop-up animation that shows you your three monsters per pack. It just puts them in your inventory. So if you want to see the animation, then you can still see it. You just have to go to Nifty Blocks or Atomic Hub, open it that way. But if you'd like to just speed open packs, you can use the little pack opener on the site and you can get your monsters faster. So that's totally up to you guys. It's just a bonus thing that we added. If you want it, if you just want to open them fast, we have that ability. And if you want to open them one by one and see the good stuff, I mean, for rare packs, right, you might want to open them one by one because that's more exciting. But for your common packs, if you've got a bunch of rare monster tomes and a lot of common packs, you might just want to bulk open them. So you have the option. You can do what you want. So giveaway just ended. Congratulations to Dev Istanbul. You are the winner of the Mint #1 Rare Monster Pack. Please send me a DM with your wallet, or send it to Debbie Metal is fine, or just post it and tag us, however you want to do it. And we will send you that prize at the end of the stream. All righty. Are we ready for the unweighted final raffle? Oh, Gary. So Gary's asking in Discord, where's the mass opening? It's in the actual resource bar on the Monster Tome page. You'll see 3 icons for the common, uncommon, and rare pack. Click on the icon, and it'll pop up a little modal that'll allow you to open it. That's how it works.
Got it. All right, I'm excited for this next bit. All the free food, all the eggnog. You guys ready to get drunk in eggnog?
Yes, let's do it. All right, so we have all of our different players here from the top to the bottom with no waiting. So everybody's got an equal chance for this. This is just the season 2 eggnog prizes. So good luck, everybody. And we are ready to go. 1,018 total wallets that were eligible. Players that had at least 100 power.
James Filloy says, heck yes, where's the rum for the eggnog? I believe the toy soldiers are protecting the rum. You'll have to talk to the toy soldier monsters.
666 remaining briefly, and then there were 556 after a serious explosion. Came out of nowhere. All right, we're close. Once we hit 300, everybody from that point on is going to be getting an eggnog. So close, you guys, so close. If you can somehow see your wallet in this mess, that means you are doing really well. There we go. We're under 300. Everybody at this point is getting an eggnog. Congratulations to all of you who are still alive. You who are about to die, we salute you. I know that's not the quote.
Lou says the artwork on the monsters is incredible. Well done. Thank you, Lou. Yeah, we've worked hard on that. And Casey Davis says, how do I get in the raffle? You had to play Castle's free-to-play Season 1. So this is the Season 1 prizes. If you want to get into the prizes for the next one, play Season 2, Castles, NFT.io, and go to our free-to-play section. Go down to 2. Oh,
Oh,
there's our winner.
MZS34.C.WAM.
Having an
You are
earthquake
getting
over here.
an eggnog. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see you shaking. Man, our raffle was so good. It shook all of San Jose.
I'm just hoping it wasn't a bad one because because where my apartment is, I always say, like, if I ever get a bad earthquake, I'm probably going to run for the exit because my apartment sits over this basically this pillar.
All right, so there's our top 300. You can see all the different wallets there, and I do have to truncate off the numbers. I have a script to do it. But there you go. That's all the winning wallets. We'll slow roll past them here so you can see them. And of course, like I said, this document will be shared once all the data is cleaned up, so you can take a look at it all yourselves. But congratulations, everyone who won some eggnog, and the winners of our other prizes too. Hey, looky there, I got an eggnog. Hopefully this includes you. Actually, about close to 30% of the eligible wallets should have won an eggnog. The competition wasn't too stiff. 300 winners out of just over 1,000 total eligible wallets. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully that includes you. We are almost done with our slow roll through the list. And then we can take a little AMA. If you want to ask about monsters, things like that, you can actually go ahead and start lining up your questions. We'll answer a couple, and then we'll get back to it. There we go.
Damn.
All right.
NRB Toy Store says he just pulled 2 mythic, 1 pack.
What? How?
Yeah.
He's so lucky, dude. He's the opposite of me.
Opposite of you. Oh yeah, I remember you were posting when you were doing the test. You were like, man, like where are my rare packs? All right, so there we go. We've had the brackets basically run. Josh is going to be pasting the information for the outcome of that inside of the announcement channel of Discord. Well, I think it's already posted. You're just updating it, or what? But those prizes will be going out later today after Josh is able to get all of those sent. So stay tuned.
So let's briefly. Does anybody want to see the monster interface? If you haven't had a chance to see it yet, let's. I'll share. We can share the screen here. I don't have any packs to open, unfortunately.
Well, I can share because I.
Oh yeah, okay. You go ahead then.
Huzzah. All right. All right, you guys are going to go picture in picture here. But here we go. This is a website. You go to Dungeons, and then you go to Monster Tomes. And then here is the Monster Tome page. And what's cool is you can actually mint different rarities at the same time. Just use the mint button. I've already minted everything for the day. But you can also select between what rarity of tomes you have. And then what Josh was discussing was that you can actually click on these packs. And up here at the top nav bar, and you can actually go to like unopened packs.
You
Um,
you just click the open button at the bottom.
oh, that
and technically you can do multiple at a time. It works. So if you've got 3, you can click the open button on the bottom of all 3 of them at once, and they'll all go over to unclaimed. You do have to go over to unclaimed and then click it again. And then, like I said, it doesn't show you the animation of opening the pack, but you can go in your wallet and see what you get. So it's faster than unpacking through Atomic Hub or Nifty blocks, but comes with the downside of not seeing it. So it's up to you.
Yeah, well, let's unpack this rare monster pack.
Goodies.
Let's see what I get. Reveals the NFTs. Rare, epic, rare, no mythics, guys. Sorry, but this is the Fungal Haunt, and this is the Talra. But at least I got an epic, right? And rare Caltrops. This is a Caldor monster. Ruby. Not bad. All right, cool. But yeah, there it is, guys. We'll probably have to update this. Maybe it's a little, I don't know. It just seems so weird. I never would have thought to click that open button. I actually didn't know how this worked because I thought maybe we would do this on stream. But yeah, this is basically like monster food. I mean, hero food. Take these monsters, feed them to your heroes, and get your rewards, your wealth NFTs, and your hero and equipment fragments. We go is the Back Alley Scamma, which is a Bancroft hero, and then Chitter Snap is Caldor hero. I mean a monster, and then Animated Sword, uncommon Luna monster. It's cool. I like the Animated Sword. But yeah, there you go, guys. That is the monster pack experience, and we'll go ahead and jump into a little bit of an AMA. Fluffy Waffle says that artwork for the monsters is beautiful. Thank you. It was a collaborative effort. Night Sky, our creative director, one of our co-founders of the company, he helped us come up with basically the design, and we didn't want the monsters to be like just another generic orc or goblin or something like that. You guys have seen like a million orcs and goblins, and so we tasked ourselves with doing something a little bit more unique, something that kind of felt special, different from what you usually see. And so Mark Night Sky did a really great job of coming up with what these monsters would look like. We even have like a kaiju, right? Like a Caldor can fight. His mythic monster is basically a skyscraper tall kaiju that you can fight. It's like the size of a mountain, this thing. And same thing with Luna. She can fight something that's called an end wave. It's basically this giant wave. Mark called it like a mucilaginous wave, I think. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to want to type that in chat. So we went with the end wave instead. It's basically just like this massive slime wave that destroys entire towns, villages, and cities.
Yeah, kind of like a gelatinous cube, but a gelatinous wave of death.
Yeah.
Destruction.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, each of the monsters has its own lore, so you can read the lore on the NFT and see what the backstory is behind that monster. And so actually with the hero stories, before Dungeons officially launches, we're going to release the final chapter of Luna's story. There are 2 existing chapters. They're read by a voice actor who narrates Luna. So if you want to check our YouTube, there are 2 of her backstories, and we're going to release the last one near launch. And Bancroft and Caldor also have 10 different chapters of the backstories. We'll probably be posting those in the white paper or the website, we'll find some place where you guys can go and read Caldor and Bancroft's backstory and kind of see, what is happening in the stories of Dungeons. What's, what's going on here. It'll be fun. And Luna's story has some big revelations about the story of where the players come in, and where where you'll stand inside of the dungeon story. So it'll be pretty exciting. So we're looking at a launch for Dungeons probably second week of November. Have majority of the systems launched where you can battle with your heroes, and hopefully also be able to fight your monster NFTs and get those rewards. So that'll be pretty cool. So let's go ahead, jump into the AMA section. We're probably going to keep this one a little bit short. We want to get into a meeting before too long here. But Alexander says, when will we receive the raffle gifts? Probably before the end of today.
Before the end of the day, yeah, it's going to be a little while. I got some data to parse. Some of it's simple, right? Like there's some simple stuff, but there's some parts of it that are not as simple, and it'll just take a little longer. Just in total, there's 690 prizes, and if you add the pack, it's 691, and that's just a lot of distribution. It doesn't take me too long to do, but it will take a little time, and I probably won't start distributing it until I've got it all completely parsed out, and I'll post it so that everyone can see exactly who's won everything, and then from there, we'll start distribution. So it'll be a few hours at least, I would guess. I try and go faster than my estimates, so hopefully that's the case. But if it's getting late for you, then just go ahead and go to sleep, kind of a thing. And hopefully when you wake up, you'll have it.
There are two questions we're going to get to right now. Cosmic Mink says he's trying to open on NFT, but he doesn't see the tomes as available. What am I missing? Do you mean the packs? The tomes create packs. So you actually want to go to the castlesnft.io website and then go to Dungeons, Monster Tomes, and you use your tomes to create monster packs. And then you go on to NFT and open those monster packs. But yeah, the current existing tomes will make you 7 different monster packs until they need to be recharged. And there is actually going to be a minor wax fee. It's 4.4 wax per recharge. And that helps us cover the minting costs of those NFTs. And I think we haven't discussed yet, but I think maybe that'll allow us to not have to have minting costs for the rewards, like the fragments and stuff. We'll have to see. We'll have to keep track of the costs of minting, but minting's actually been a pretty big cost for us. We've been trying to manage that over time.
Yeah. So to talk about that briefly, I was able to work with the team to get the cost down as low as we possibly can. So it's even a little bit lower than that. I think every recharge, it works out to every recharge is basically 2 wax. It's 2 wax.
Okay, well, we'll have to discuss, because I was using that number also as an upfront payment for the minting costs and rewards as well.
And yes, the good thing for us, for everyone, the reason we were able to get that cost a little lower is because wax very recently, we haven't had a chance to talk about this much. Wax just very recently did a major optimization in their RNG Oracle, which is using less RAM. So it actually is using less RAM, which is helpful. It's not settled exactly how much less. So Robert is absolutely correct. We will have to evaluate a little bit over time. If we have to increase it slightly, things like that might be the case. Obviously, we'd love to decrease it if possible, but we're just going to have to see how it works out. But it is Wax is doing good things for their efficiency, right? There's a lot of things we can't control, but Wax does have some control over, and they have just recently improved their efficiency. So we'll just have to play that by ear a little bit, right? And keep an eye out as far as how numbers are holding up. We'll just keep you guys informed for sure. And we'll post about that in announcements, right? Obviously, we're in the middle of a stream, so we, otherwise we would have liked to post about it already. But it'll be forthcoming here in a little while. We'll talk a little bit about that in Discord.
Okay. And I want to get to this question because it was posted a while ago. But Tech says, can he play without a monster? The answer is yes. If you have a hero, that hero will be able to participate in daily fights. They'll get one fight daily. The daily fights have basically what we call standard rewards. The monster NFTs, though, have better rewards. They were essentially with daily battles, you only get one reward, and of certain rarities, and then with monster NFTs, you get two rewards and of slightly better rarities. And then the best rewards actually come from the boss battles, and the boss battles, you get to do one of those every 15 battles that you do. So if you have a hero who is not fighting NFT monsters, then he'll be able to do a boss battle about once every 2 weeks, whereas someone who is basically doing all of their battles that they can in one day will be able to do multiple boss battles a week. And so that's how that kind of works out. Let's see. Alexander Marion was asking about bots playing the game. Will you do something? Just check the top season 2 and free to play. We see some of them. Well, actually, the people at the top of the rankings of the free to play are actually people who are paying to mint those power ups. So we count that as fair. The real bots that basically aren't adding a ton to the ecosystem. All they're doing is basically claiming the base power 50 M source. And, if we ban those accounts, well, then they just make more of them. It really doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. It's just so much time and energy on our side. And then they just make more. So we've built the free-to-play system to basically reward people who, claim power-ups and then use them, or buy them off the secondary market and use them. We consider that fair because they had to spend some wax to even create the NFT. You cannot create a consumable power up without spending the wax in order to create that. So we count that as fair, and so we do allow those accounts basically to win prizes because they're actually putting in the effort to make those NFTs and consume them. So they're actually providing value to the game. It's how we see it. So, Rennis says, any plans to integrate the Castles verse with any other projects? Well, we have done some partnerships before. We're actually starting to do more partnerships with Wombat. We have done some with Taco. We have like taco sauces, and we're part of their token pools. And Josh has been essentially creating those partnerships with a lot of these other games. And there's always more stuff to come. But any other thoughts on that, Josh?
As far as like integrations and things like that, I mean, we're always
project.
Yeah, I mean, we're always open to things that make sense, right? And that's where it becomes tricky. It has to make sense, and there's limitations on the blockchain. There's some things that are difficult to do based on the tools that we have. But we're open to good ideas, right? And we like to do, we'll at least do little collaboration things with our content creators and with other projects, as long as they're, reputable projects. We're good with things like that. As far as like direct integration, it's trickier. But we're open to it, right? If a project wants to allow, if they want to, for instance, create a carpenter character in their game, and they allow you to stake a carpenter, Castles carpenter NFT to their game, and it gives you a playable character in their game, or a skin or something like that, we're 100% open to things like that. We're super, super happy And we'll even provide as much support as we can for something like that to be possible. But it's tricky. There's a lot of different like permissions and things sometimes that are required. And, we can't give away, huge permissions to other collections, or they'd be able to do nefarious things with the game and with your assets and things like that nobody wants to have happen. So it is a little tricky, but we're open to it. If a project comes and they say, hey, we want to make a lumberjack character, hint, hint, maybe that such thing is already happening. I don't know. Anyways, but we're open to it, right? We're very open to it. But right now we're focused on making this game the best that it can possibly be for you guys. That's our focus. So we're not strictly focusing on integrations with other projects, but if good opportunities come around, we'll at very least entertain them.
And Gary Host was elaborating on his question. He was saying not partnership, but more like you did with Apex. And he was saying that in the Discord. Actually, we are actually essentially extending the Metasource Games service, where in the last video we discussed that Victor Lopez, who is the CEO of Apex NFT, has come on board as a full partner in Metasource Games. And so what that means is now we're actually part of the essentially becoming a full Web3 development studio. So we are taking other clients, and we already know how to make smart contracts. We have a team for building smart contracts in games. And so we're actually opening our doors for servicing other clients and scaling up the amount of production that we can do on our back end. So if you know somebody who has a project and wants it developed, we don't do it for free. So, but talk to myself or Josh or Victor, and we're now opening our doors to building basically for other Web3 projects, whether it be games. We basically have been doing this longer and better than most other people. So we decided that we might as well be able to open our doors to do that. So in terms of other projects, people want to be building projects. Yes, we want to partner with them. But that's, really was kind of the Apex project where we learned that, our relationship with Apex NFT was probably more than just, than just having, Victor as work for hire on the team. It's not outside the realm possibility that, let's say, we might launch a new project. I kind of don't like to think about it too much right now, because I like continuing to build on Castles itself as Metasource Games, and that's what we said we would do earlier this year. Is just focus on building Castles this year, and I think there's plenty more value for the actual Castles ecosystem to have. Things we want to tackle next is PvP. I've been playing around with the idea of a world map. And, kind of like, what would a world map involve? I think it'd be great to have, your heroes get you access to really cool things. There's only going to be 90 mythic heroes that can be, found and crafted until they start to get more scarce. So after these first 90 heroes, that includes Bancroft, Luna, and Caldor, all three of them. Once 90 combined are basically found, we're going to start to introduce the scarcity mechanics for those mythics. And we're probably going to have, scarcity mechanics for all of the hero rarities. So legendary, rare, uncommon. This might have different types of rarity mechanics. It's something we're continuing to evaluate. But we want you to basically have these mythic heroes, and those mythic heroes get you access to really cool things in the game. So whether that's in PvP or a world map, as we continue to build it out, and we're evaluating how to do these things, because we have to accomplish two things. Number one, we have to stay in business, so then we can continue developing to add things, which means that we need to be making money either on sales, on market fees, consumables, something. We need to be making income. The second thing is that we want to basically be like, the best multiplayer RPG on the internet. This is something that's I've kind of been realizing is that Castles basically is a massively multiplayer RPG. You have your heroes, they exist in the decentralized web. Web is a massively multiplayer game. We have like over 2,000 real players now. I mean, that's really awesome. And you guys are all existing inside of this, multiplayer world where you guys are trading assets and being able to do those things. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we've gotten this far. And it is kind of a clicker game. There are some clicker elements. You click on things, you mint things, you can trade things. But I think it's getting really deep. It's getting really cool. Now we have these heroes. You can customize the heroes. And then we want to be adding in PvP, and then continuing to talk about how we might expand that. And so the second thing that we need, that we want to do is continue to just build this amazing, fantasy realm that you guys are building in your world, this massively multiplayer RPG that we've built. And so really I want to make sure that, when you guys continue to consume royal seals, to build up your heroes, to build monsters, that really cool stuff happens, like owning lands. There are different ideas that Josh and I need to play with. They both need to make us money, and they also need to continue to expand the universe. And so we're going to evaluate this as time keeps going on. What is the next thing? If we really can start to generate enough income from castles where it's self-sustainable, and most of the dungeons expansion has been paid for by the profits from earlier in the year, from the revenue and profits earlier in the year. We spent that money to, I guess not necessarily profits, it's revenue at this point because we've reinvested it back into the company. But we've spent that revenue on building dungeons, and we actually haven't made the money back in terms of the revenue from an earlier year that was put into dungeons. So go out, share the game. I mean, I'm like starting to get my action plan together for sharing with my friends. I think I'm going to do some videos where I'll call some family members and friends and tell them about the game, and I'll probably record myself doing it, post it either on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, and I'll get my friends and family's permission. I'll be like, hey, can I share this online with our customer base and stuff? But I just want to share with them like what we've built, this like massively multiplayer online game. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of what I'd call gamer friends. I had a lot of movie friends. Not all of them are necessarily gamers. But I think what we've built is really cool. It'd be cool to like call them up and share them and kind of share those conversations. It's like, so, and be like, hey, wait, so you can actually own your game items and like trade them with other people? I'm like, yes, exactly. It's a whole new thing. So what we built is just really insanely awesome. So share it with all your friends, share your referral links. Those referral links get you rewards. It gives your friend rewards. We actually now have an 8-point, I think you need 40 points for a standard pack, but you can actually get now the rare tomes for what, 15 points?
15 points, yes.
And a common hero pack for 8 points. Common hero packs include definitely one piece of equipment and a 20% chance of either a hero or an 80% chance of additional equipment. So you can either get 2 equipments or equipment and a hero. Those are basically your odds. 2 equipments and a hero, and that you can get for 8 points. 8 points will get you a common hero pack. So if you share with 3 friends, that gets you, or at least they make 3 purchases of the hero packs, well then that basically gets you a common hero pack.
And the thing to remember too is they get points too. So for making the purchase, right? So if you invite one friend, like Robert said, and they buy 3 packs, then they would get 3 points per pack, and so will you. So you'll each get 9 points, and you can each pick up an extra common pack. Or of course you can save it, things like that. And I'm sure we'll introduce other things in that system for the future. So you can think about what you want to do with that. But yeah, there's lots of options. Spread the word, get your referral links out there. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So your friends get those rewards too. And yeah, this whole thing's really just about to take off. It's pretty exciting. I mean, this is exactly the kind of game that I'd be looking for at this point. Inside of NFT gaming, I'd be looking for this, and so we continue to build it out and grow it and make it more awesome. And so might we make another game later? Maybe, but I still think there's plenty. I mean, not game or extend projects like how Apex Conquest was a game that was made between the collaboration of Josh and the Apex team. Might we do something else? There is a possibility, but I also really like the idea of just continuing to build on what we have with castles and put our resources into that, just because it's right there. It's right there, and we've already built so much for it.
I like these. There's two questions here. One is quick from Warrior Lion. Word about the alchemist, the rune source crafter. What we've said before, and I know sometimes the communications can get lost in different places, but the alchemist will come when the alchemist is needed. Right now, before the game is launched, there's plenty of rune source. And until we really take off, there may not be much need for the alchemist. And so it'll come when it's needed by the ecosystem. We don't want to create it arbitrarily. So it's still in the pipeline, but no firm dates on that yet. Eddie asked another question that I can answer pretty quickly. He's asking about doing the land pack opening similarly to how the monster pack opening insight with the icons and things like that. And I have already talked to the team about that. And I do think that we should be able to get that at some point. I don't know exactly when that will happen, but it's definitely already been brought up. Great minds think alike. So fantastic job there, Eddie. But yes, I do think that will probably be a feature that we'll get on the game site, hopefully before too much longer, because now that we've got it built for the monster packs, it should be pretty easy to make one for the Explorers packs and the Seafarer packs.
Okay. Yeah. The rune source crafter is still TBD. I don't think we need that rune source just yet until you guys are battling, and how when we're going to do that exactly. Yeah. Again, like I said, we kind of have to keep this particular AMA section a little short. So we might be able to take one or two more questions. But really, I'm excited for the future of the game, guys. Like, these mythic heroes and legendary heroes are going to get you some really cool stuff. We've updated the mythic and legendary bases. You can see them actually on the monsters now. Heroes will also have those bases as well. They'll have the decorated tin or silver, and then they'll also have the decorated gold as well for mythics. Professor Dumbledore says tome resets noon UTC and not midnight, just for the tomes, yes. And the rest of the hero things will also have that global reset. We'll discuss with the team about maybe having the reset as well for everything else, but it's kind of a big change, I think, at this moment. So it might have to be until later.
Yeah, as far as the other crafters and the things that we already have existing, that it's still an open conversation as far as whether it will change and what the timing would look like for something like that. But for tomes and for things like hero stamina recharge, they'll use that same UTC timer. We wanted it to be uniform because we didn't want it to be frustrating, like, oh, I just recharged my hero, but I can't get my tomes yet because the timing is off. And why noon, not midnight? Just a decision that made more sense for us specifically. There are a lot of games that already use UTC midnight in their reset timers, and we didn't want to necessarily stack on congestion at that time. When you have a global timer, then there will always be some people who will play at any time, but there will definitely be a significant portion of people that will play right at reset time. And when you have that, then you cause congestion in that particular time period. And so midnight is one that's already very heavily used. And it makes sense. It's a perfectly sensible time to use as a reset timer, but it causes congestion, and we didn't want to add to that congestion. So by doing noon UTC instead, it's just a 12-hour time shift. It's essentially the same exact thing. It's still a global reset time, but it's just time shifted to hopefully reduce congestion with other projects.
So NFP Toy Store was in the Discord, and he was talking about the staking monsters and things like that. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to be able to either stake or use your monsters and your heroes for other things besides battling monsters. Like use your heroes for PvP, use your monsters for some world map things, so crafting. It's just there's so many different things we can do, and and still use the existing assets in the game in order to fuel the rest of the game. And so this is just this is probably something Josh and I are going to talk and think about more as we start to get towards the launch of dungeons. So just kind of keep that, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, knowing that we do want to be able to add more use cases for your heroes, your monster NFTs, that you'll be able to do things with those. And so these existing assets, basically, this isn't the end of the line for the assets they already have, that they're going to continue to have more value added onto their chains. All right, so I guess while we wrap it up, Josh has to get these prizes out. We need to do a little bit of a meeting, and fingers crossed for everybody out there. Hope you guys all get some really awesome prizes. Thank you everybody for playing the free-to-play, and we hope you've had a lot of fun with it. I enjoy the free-to-play system. I think it's really cool, and it looks like you guys are enjoying it too. Rennis Haxley says, when dungeons launch, probably second week in November is when everything will be launched, including monster battling. We think actually hero staking is actually probably very soon. I should talk about that. The hero staking, where basically you'll be able to stake your hero and equip them. I think that's what's next on our to-do list, which is a pretty big one, right? So you'll be able to essentially, stake your hero, equip your hero, and then hopefully like a week after that, you'll be able to then start to do daily battles with your heroes and open up treasure chests. And then the following week would be the basically fighting the monsters. Our team over at Apex, who does do an awesome job, they've been getting these out in a pretty timely manner, and we'll have to see if we can keep up that pace by second week in November. And it's all coming, man. It's all happening. And guys, tell your friends. This is the biggest, best RPG NFT game on the internet. So tell all of your friends. Let them know we're here.
Yeah,
they'll thank you later.
We're gonna. Oh yeah, absolutely. And we're rolling out everything as fast as we can. We do think that we're on pace for that. Second week of November, we should have almost everything launched. There may be some little quality of life improvements and streamlining process. That's the sort of thing that's ongoing. Could take a couple more weeks than that, but that's not to say that in 2.5 weeks it's all going to drop at once. Like Robert was talking about, it's going to continue like we have been, where we're going to roll out features. Actual hero staking and equipment, getting it actually assigned to your heroes and things like that. That's probably what's coming next. I don't want to give you a firm time on it, but it's coming soon. And then, like Robert said, it'll probably start with the daily monster battles, and move into the NFTs and then the bosses and loot chests and recharges and all that stuff. Monster Tome recharges is already working. Obviously, none of us need to yet because we just started minting. But here in 7 days, we'll all start recharging our tomes, and that's already in there. Once we get all these systems in, you guys are going to be able to start playing and having a great time. It's all coming very soon.
100%. So let's go to wrap it up for now. Professor Dumbledore, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your help with all of the market information on our Discord. And VM High, thank you for being a moderator. Eddie, thank you for joining us and always being a good friend, community member, and Discord member. Warrior Line Gaming, thank you for joining us and all your great coverage of the game. Justin Pugh, Fluffy Waffle, good to see you guys. And thank you everybody else for joining us here today. I hope you had a lot of fun. Keep an eye out on your wallet announcement channel for prizes. I hope you get something awesome. And until then, like and subscribe. Share with your friends. They'll thank you later when they're like, man, like I could have had a shot at like a legendary Luna, maybe even mythic Luna. All right. Any last words, Josh?
I think we've covered it pretty well. We're really, I mean, the thing that I want to make sure that everyone understands is we're really excited for all of this stuff to launch too. Like I want to play. I got a couple of rare heroes and I'm chomping at the bit to start slapping equipment on them. And then, once I start equipping my heroes, that's when I'm going to see, oh man, I need way more equipment than I have. Like I got to do better than this. I got to start snapping them up. And, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're super, super excited for it. We're super excited for you guys to jump in and have fun. And we hope that you guys enjoy it, and we hope that you share with your friends, and we hope we just blow up the internet and we have a fantastic time. Web3 gaming with everybody. We want it to be accessible. We want it to be fun. And we want everybody to play. So let's do it. Let's do it together. Thank you guys for being an awesome community. Thank you guys for making this game great. We work hard to make it great, but it wouldn't be great if we didn't have the audience of players to play it and enjoy it. And that's why we're so grateful for you guys every day. Thank you so much.
100%. All right, guys. This has been Through the Metasource, episode number 17. We'll see you the next time and catch you soon. Thank you so much.